Hey guys, I'm King TX, and today we're going to be talking about EA Sports UFC patch that was just released a couple days ago. The first thing to know is not only was this a patch, it's also free DLC. So a lot of companies don't do things like this, but we do have to give credit where credit is due to EA because they didn't have to do this. It was really cool that they did. So you may have recently went ahead and updated your EA Sports UFC. What you'll notice is that inside the patch, with various bug fixes, the first thing we should know is that there have been 3 new additions to our fighter roster. So the first is Tyron Woodley, welterweight. As you can see him right here. If you're not familiar with him, if you don't watch the UFC that much, they had this style listed as a freestyle wrestler. And then we have 2 more in the bantamweight division. So I'm just going to go over the bantamweight. First is obviously the champ, TJ Dillashaw. And then they also added, let's see if we can find him. There we go. Takeya Mizugaki. So they added 3 fighters in total, which is really great. Anything that expands the roster is always really cool. A couple other things they did. They added a significant amount of actual bug fixes. So, for instance, let's go over just a couple of them. The first thing to know is that they did update, like the fighter records. They also updated, for some reason, Alexander Gustafsson's tattoo. Apparently it was wrong, so they needed to go in and update that as well. They added a few more things, and I'm actually going to start a fight here. Let me, only because I want to have some type of content going while I'm going over this stuff. So they updated Alexander Gustafsson's tattoo. Let's talk about the bug fixes. They updated a lot of stuff that I'm very happy that they did. For one, now when an opponent is blocking, they can't recover their stamina. So a lot of times you get online, you have all these people, holding block and they wouldn't let go, and they don't, want to actually fight. They just want to hold block and then press counters and just mash and then, try to overwhelm you with punches because it was a flaw in the system. Well, they actually went ahead and they fixed that, so that's really cool. They also added a new feature called Finish the Fight, where pretty much now, after you KO your opponent, you can actually hit them while they're down and keep hitting them, to kind of add some insult to injury. They added sprawls now, so if someone goes for like a power takedown using, let's say the L2, L1 button at the same time, like a power takedown, and you stuff it, what will happen now, you'll actually go into like a sprawl where you'll end up on top of them on their back, and you'll be able to kind of get positioned that way and do a little bit of damage while they're on the ground. One of my favorites actually is that you can now touch gloves at the beginning of the match, and this is actually a really cool feature that I like. It's not anything that really adds to the gameplay as much as it, it's kind of a show of respect. And you can also kind of get a feel for the person you're fighting. A lot of times you don't want to talk, or sometimes you are talking, and people can be assholes online, let's face it. But this kind of allows you to kind of hopefully, maybe kill some of that testosterone before the match even starts by allowing you to kind of come in a respectful manner, just touch gloves. And you can do that actually by hitting the L2 button and holding it while the round starts. You can do this between the beginning of the match, any round. If you're playing on Xbox, that's a left trigger. So I'm actually going to do it here in a second. It's just really cool. I mean, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't add anything. It's just a very nice gesture that you can definitely do with your opponent, which I think is really cool. They fixed a couple more things, like for instance, there have been changes to like stamina and damage. Like before, if there was an advanced clock, then things like stamina and how much damage your move didn't seem to really affect as well. So now that's one of those things you can kind of get in there and look at. So it's kind of cool. Dang, GSP, I forgot you don't like to do anything. Luckily, you're not a power puncher. So, yeah, I mean, ultimately, it looks like things changed for the better. They fixed a few bugs. You might have seen it on my channel a few times where I'm going to, like, hit somebody, and they've, like, I've had them on the ground, and I've been, like, ground and pounding them, and then while that's going on, all of a sudden, the ref stands up, and it's like, oh, what's going on, ref? And it turns out that I've KO'd my opponent. and it was like this really weird bug where that would just happen sometime. And it was really awkward to look at. Whoa. Okay, apparently George St. Pierre can't take a knee to the face. Holy shit. So you hit them while they were on the ground sometimes. The ref will stand up, you stand up, and then all of a sudden they just fall over. So that was a little bug they fixed as well. They also fixed a few bugs that I've heard of but I haven't seen. There was one apparently with submissions where they could pretty much kind of skip those lock stages and go straight to kind of finishing you. That was really messed up. And there were a ton of frame rate issues. Now, I haven't played enough since the patch to tell if they honestly fixed the issues they claim they have. So I guess only time will tell if they fix those. I haven't seen any lately in the last like 4 or 5 hours I've been playing. I haven't seen any. They said they also removed some of the positions from fighters that shouldn't have had them. So like things like side sweeps, things that they felt like certain fighters shouldn't have. They took those away. So it seems like overall they kind of went back and made the game that I think that should have come out originally. In my personal opinion, I think that's the game we should have had from the jump. They fixed a lot of leaderboard issues. They fixed people just being able to kind of disconnect and not getting did not finish. So they fixed a lot of that stuff. They fixed some highlight reel uploading issues. So ultimately, I think they kind of went through and tried to do whatever they could to, make the game as enjoyable as they could for as many people as they could. So I think you guys should check it out. If you haven't been playing lately, I say definitely go ahead. Jump online, test it out. I just like the fact, personally, to me, my favorite change is that the stamina. Some of the stamina changes are really great. Now people can't just keep throwing punches at you all day, relentlessly. Like, I have one video where I just stand there and I kick a guy for like fucking 5 minutes, like the whole round. And it's stupid. But you can't do that anymore. You'll tire yourself out and they can actually really punish you for doing things like that now. So I think we should all be really thankful that not only did we get free DLC, which I'm very happy about, but we also got a great patch, some great bug fixes. So here's hoping. Hopefully EA saw potential in it and they didn't want to, charge money for something that should have been obviously fixed from the get-go. So like I said, here's hoping that they'll continue doing what they're doing, and we'll continue covering it. As long as EA's willing to support it, we'll be willing to cover it. So guys, thanks once again for checking this video out. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the patch, you're enjoying the updates. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns, or if you have anything you want us to cover in a future video. Let us know in the comment section below. As always, you can check us out on first3.com, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.